This meditation is four-armed, and of course there's thousand-armed Avalokiteshvara, and then there are practices around that as well, mainly in the context of well, in our tradition, Nune is a very big practice of Chenrezig. And for those of you who are in Europe, if you ever get an opportunity to go to France and do a Nune, even if it's just one with Venerable Charles, I would just so take that opportunity, because Venerable Charles is extraordinary. He is really, really, he's quite amazing. You know, there's people that come to visit Venerable Charles from, you know, they hear about him. There's this very famous trail that runs through Spain and France, I think. I can't remember the name. It starts with C. And, you know, people will just turn up at the Institute wanting to talk to Charles. And, you know, they're not necessarily Buddhist, but they've heard about Charles on the road somewhere. So he's got quite a reputation over there in France and Spain, I think, in Europe. But anyway, he's really quite extraordinary. And he's older now, so I don't know that he's going to be doing it forever. So if you do get an opportunity, and he makes it really easy. It's not an easy practice, and Venerable Charles makes it doable. You know, in the way he says you can eat and drink around that practice. In some respects, he's extremely strict, and in others, he's quite relaxed. So it does make it, for people who are doing, you know, 108 of them, makes it quite doable for them. Anyway, enough of that. I'll start now. Okay. So let's just settle into our meditation posture, feet flat on the floor. And now we're a little bit late, so I'll run straight into it. But just first, just align your spine, just lengthen the spine. Take a nice deep breath. And just really remember to breathe. You know, I'm noticing lately where I'm not breathing, where I'm sitting on the computer, not breathing, where I'm maybe doing, because I'm still learning this Tai Chi chair practice. When I'm doing that, sometimes I'm not breathing. When I'm working on the computer, sometimes I catch myself. I'm just not, it's not that I'm not breathing. Of course I'm breathing, but I'm not breathing regularly. So just keep an eye on that yourselves if you're working on the computer, because this kind of breath that we have is extremely important, and also quite important for mental stability, to keep it evenly moving in and out. So perhaps before we can start, just breathe in for a count of 4. Make it really simple. And then just pause. You're not holding your breath here, you're just very lightly pausing, and then exhale for a count of 4. Pause and exhale for a count of 4. And if you like, when we're doing our silent meditation today, just notice, perhaps you can even out your breath. Keep an eye on how you are breathing, because our breath, if we're not breathing correct, I mean, not that we should know how to breathe correctly, but if we are breathing in a little bit more of an erratic way, it's going to feed into things like anxiety, not being able to sleep properly, many, many areas in our life. So keep an eye on the mind, what's going on in the mind for you this morning, this afternoon. And bring to mind some people of your life, your loved ones, the ones you don't like, and then there's those people in our lives who are just total strangers. Of course, the children are on school holidays right now, so there's many more little strangers running around our neighborhood. And they're all on electric bikes, going the same speed as sometimes cars. So it's a little bit, yeah, those strangers, I'm just like, oh no, please go home. Not wearing helmets. Yeah, so it's an interesting phenomena that's happening around here. So just imagine that at any time, these relationships that we hold so dear, the ones that we push away and the ones that we don't know, they could change place at any time. And then all these people are equal. They wish to be happy. So in our little teenagers and even younger, their form of happiness right now comes from this freedom that they're getting from being able to get themselves to their friend's place and take their friends around on the back of these electric bikes. That's for them as a form of happiness. So they're doing whatever they can, just like us, to get happiness. People don't want to suffer. They do whatever they can to avoid it. And people have this unbelievable capacity for an enlightened mind. So I think we'll do this meditation on Chenrezig this morning for the benefit of all these people of our life. I wanted to think particularly of Venerable Fabienne's mother and her family. Her mum died. She's one of our centre directors in London. And very close family, and her mum died in a pretty tragic accident a few days ago. So just keeping her in mind, and anybody there who's got somebody in their life who would probably appreciate some prayers right now, can bring them to mind. So imagine that your space right now is filled with beings, all of those people of your life. So you can have the ones that you don't like very much, you can put them right in front of you, eyeball to eyeball, and the ones your friends, your loved ones, to the left and all around, and then the strangers everywhere, up, below, above, behind. And see if you can extend your strangers to the horizon and beyond. And so lately here in the US, there's been all this talk of UFOs and beings from outer space, tall greys and this and that. So they're beings as well. They're sentient beings as well. I think we can want to benefit all these beings who risked their lives, in some cases, to come and help everybody on the planet be a little bit more careful with this planet. Because apparently everything that happens on this planet has an impact in the rest of the universe. This all sounds a little bit X-Files to me, but it does make sense in terms of our Buddhist cosmology. So try and expand the mind, excuse me, to encompass not only the beings of this planet. See if that's possible. Well, it feels a bit strange and new. So think of the suffering of these people and beings. So first of all, think of the suffering of your parents. If you're close to your parents, or if not, other people you're close to. And open your heart to the physical and psychological problems they are experiencing, and just notice, how is it for them? Maybe some of your parents or loved ones are aging. So how does it feel for them to be in this world right now and to be aging? How does it feel in this world? We've just lost a really extraordinarily talented, beautiful singer. I think her name, I don't think you can pronounce it, Sinead O'Connor. But she was in a lot of emotional pain. So you can imagine how difficult that would be. I think that just like you know, your very dear ones, they just want to be free from suffering. And then contemplate the suffering of these people and beings, and think that about the suffering of your parents and other people you're close to. Bring that to mind again. Know that they just want to be free of suffering, and imagine them, how wonderful it would be if they were free and could enjoy the peace and bliss of enlightenment. So imagine what it would look like, what their life would look like, how it would look for them if they were free from suffering. And then think of the people that you don't like, or the ones who have hurt you. Imagine their suffering, physical pain and discomfort, feelings of loneliness, insecurity, fear, dissatisfaction. And just like you, they don't want problems, but they have no choice. As long as the mind is confused and ignorant, cannot find peace. So open your heart to these people for whom you normally feel irritation or anger. And expand your awareness to take in the troubles and pain of all other human beings and all sentient beings from other worlds, animals, insects. So if ever they have an uncontrolled mind, they're going to necessarily have suffering. So you know yourself how much you suffer when your mind goes on a rampage. I mean, you can't kind of stop thinking this one thing about someone or something who's done something to you that's not appropriate, and it may not be appropriate, but your response to the thing that's happening to you is what changes everything. So try not to be overwhelmed by all these things we're discussing. Suffering and happiness and pain are mental experiences. They're impermanent and they can be changed. And they arise because of misunderstandings, confusion. And once our delusions are eliminated, all these kinds of things disappear. You know, if I just up for practice, people are starting to notice changes. So it takes time. We have to work on it. So each one of us needs to work on our own mind, deal with our own misconceptions and negative energy, and gradually develop a correct view of how things actually exist. So imagine above your head, facing the same way as you, Chenrezig. So it doesn't have to be an exact replica of the image, the tanka here. But just imagine this ball of light, blissful, holy, pure love. And you can also imagine that if you have a teacher, this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. Wisdom, compassion. So really try and feel the presence of Chenrezig above the crown of your head. His face is peaceful and smiling, and he radiates love to you and all those beings of your life. He has no critical thoughts. He has 4 arms. The first 2 are together at the heart and hold a jewel that fulfills all wishes. The second 2 are raised to the level of his shoulders, the right holding a crystal rosary, and the left a white lotus. He's sitting on a white moon disk upon an open lotus and a moon cushion, and his legs are crossed in the full lotus posture or full vajra posture. So 1 foot over the opposite thigh. You can imagine he's wearing beautiful silks and jewelry, Again, this is very light. It's made of light. So really try and get a sense of this being above the crown of your head. And I make a wish from your heart to overcome any misconceptions that you have and any negative energy that you have, and develop pure love and compassion for all beings equally, and really try and feel that you're connected with your own true nature, your own highest potential. So in response to your request, Chenrezig very lovingly, very kindly, very happily sends streams of white light, and this white light fills every cell and atom of your body, and it purifies all your negativities and problems, all your past harmful actions and your potential to give harm in the future, and completely fills you with his limitless love and compassion as we recite the mantra. Om, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Padme. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And imagine your body feeling light and blissful, your mind clear, peaceful. And imagine the light from Chenrezig radiates out to every living being. fills them with bliss and light and love. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Now imagine Chenrezig dissolves into white light, and this flows down through the crown of your head and reaches your heart chakra. And your mind, your teacher's mind, Chenrezig's mind, merges. And you experience complete tranquility and bliss. So we'll just try and hold this feeling for the next 2 minutes. If your mind wanders off, just simply very gently bring it back to this being one with these qualities of Chenrezig's mind, infinite love, and infinite compassion. Everyone relax. Thank you so much. Lots of love. And try and carry that feeling of compassion and kindness with you through your day. And if you have a moment where you're getting angry or frustrated, maybe just try and bring yourselves back to the experience of that sense of compassion. I'll try and think of that when I see those little ones running around in their electric bikes here without helmets on. Getting to stop signs, and all the adults in the cars are like, oh no, what are you going to do? It's really quite scary. Okay, lots of love, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see some of you this evening. Thank you.